Hi, it's Jim here at Tutor to You, and I'm joined today by one of my colleagues, Ruth, who is one of the team who've put together what's proven to be a really popular free online on-demand course. It's part of our Skills Booster series, and this one is on effective revision. So I thought it'd be really useful just to spend a few minutes with Ruth to find out a bit more about the course, about what students can cover if they enrol for free on the course. And so, Ruth, could you start by just giving us an overview as to what the Skills Booster course on effective revision is trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we identified in terms of teacher time is that it can be really hard to fit in time to actually teach those all-important revision skills. And I think, look, it's very easy to assume that students know what they're doing. So we give them the material in class, they practice things for homework, and then we somehow expect them to magically remember everything when it comes to exams and assessment. And some students absolutely nail this by themselves and just intuitively know how to do it. And others just really need a bit of a helping hand. And it's really those students that the course is aimed at. Although our view is that we've all got something to learn in terms of keeping up to date with sort of modern theory on how we do actually learn and how memory works. So the course really builds on the very latest in pedagogical thinking and psychology, really, in terms of how we store things in our long-term memory, and really useful practical ways to actually then recall and remember that information in the exam room. So we've kind of taken those two approaches. So really think about what students need and what teachers need their students to need, and combining it with the latest thinking in actually how we learn in a very theoretical way, but also, most importantly for students, very, very practical, with lots and lots of tips and advice on things that they can do.
Yeah, I had a look through the course last night, and it's a fantastic course. What I like about this course, along with the other Skills Booster courses, is it's not just a lecture or a series of lectures about how to revise effectively. What you've done is, what the team have put together, is a series of sort of explainer videos, but combined with activities to help perhaps provide a more engaging way for students to discover, as you say, things about how we learn, or the best way of creating an effective revision or study environment at home.
Yeah, and the course is intended to be really kind of practical and hands-on, even though it's delivered in the online environment. So one of the videos, exactly as you identified there, Jim, is to do with actually setting up where you work at home, or wherever it is you choose to work, and actually the kind of things you need on your desk, and how to help yourself avoid distractions whilst not also missing out on all the fun things that your friends might be doing. So lots of practical stuff about your time, organising your space and equipment, all the way through to things like you've got a set of flashcards, but what can you do with them to make it more interesting and engaging to learn from them? So we've very much focused on equipping students with a really big range of things that might work for them. Some things work for everybody. Some things suit other people more than others. And so, with advice on things like flashcards and mind mapping, and how to do quizzes and test yourself, that there's a little bit of something for everyone. And hopefully, a range of the activities and support we've given helps with that. And exactly as you identify, we've built in lots of practical kind of games and activities into the session, which in themselves allow students to practice some of those skills and just really think about how it might help them, and how to actually fit it into their own study time. So there's lots going on in there, but the intention is that it's very, very practical. I've tested it out on one of my children who is about to embark on GCSE. He found it really, really accessible. A-level students, BTEC students, possibly even people that have managed to get through A-level and then suddenly think, at university, I really need to work out what I'm doing here. I've got so much more to learn. So it's designed to be accessed at a number of different levels as well, which I think is a real positive.
And there are some downloads as well, so some planners and some templates and checklists and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just video content.
No. The resource that I think is particularly helpful as a download is a sort of interactive revision planner. So we've provided it as a PDF, but there's lots of writable boxes. So you can type in your plans for the week, note down targets and aims, and the beauty is that you can amend it on the go because it's completely adaptable. Plans always change. I think it's really important that students remember that when they're revising and studying, and so having a resource there that can move and adapt with them is really helpful as well. Obviously, they could print it off and have it on the desk, but just recognizing that things do change is a really important part of that revision process as well.
Lots of people associate revision with the hours, the days, the minutes prior to assessments or exams. But it sounds like one of the concepts behind this course is it's never too early to start thinking about how you organise yourself to study and to recap and revise, and those kind of actions and behaviours will yield some big benefits, particularly for students who are facing multiple assessments throughout the course of their course, which of course has been the case recently, where lots of assessments, almost every assessment counted in some way. So this sounds like a kind of course that you'd want to get to grips with right at the start of your studies rather than leaving it until the last minute.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always better to be prepared when it comes to revision for assessment. So one of the bits of advice we give in the course is about making your notes revision ready. So by that, we mean you might have covered a particular topic at school or college. It could have taken a month or two or half a term. But the last thing you want to do when it comes to the final stages of revision just before the assessment is to go right back to the beginning on those notes. What you want to be doing more practically is actually working on those revision notes as you go, identifying any gaps before it gets too late, giving yourself time to talk to your teachers or lecturers or whoever's helping you, and so that your notes are completely revision ready very shortly after you've finished studying a particular topic. So, all is not lost if you do leave things to the last minute. And there's plenty of advice in the course for students that have got themselves into that position. But absolutely, starting early and building good habits is really vital. One of the key messages that we have in the course and in other courses that we've got really relate to working smarter rather than just working harder. It's not about the number of hours that you do. It's about the quality hours that you do. And, the sooner you start working on the quality, actually what you'll find is that you have to do less overall. So those exam years will actually become really, really enjoyable if you can really maximise your productivity in your revision and study time. And still give yourself plenty of time to go out and have fun and do all the other things that you might want to do.
Right. Absolutely. Ruth, that's been really helpful. It's a free course, so there's really no excuse for not enrolling for free. Just need a free MyTutor account. Log in, enroll, take a look, maybe try some of the first few activities, maybe start by looking at the content around how we learn and the most effective way of learning, or use the course in whatever way you wish. So if you're a teacher, you might want to share the link with your students, encourage them to have a play, or maybe even use some of the activities in tutor time or tutor lessons. And if you're a student, well, just have a go, have a look and see. I'm sure there is, but see if there's something that piques your interest in terms of how you currently study and revise and how you might be able to, as Ruth says, get some even more effective habits. And that's really, really useful, Ruth. Many thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. And if you're watching on socials, we'll provide a link to the course so you can go straight to it and have a look. So cheers, Ruth.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.